Hello everyone. Sorry I have not been doing very many videos. I felt really in a dark place for a while after losing my dogs, and then our house getting broken into, and my people that are supposed to be caring about their property don't care, and then some complete stranger coming up in the middle of the night, like it's like 11:30, and um, not really wanting. I mean, didn't speak a bit of English. I had a receipt for somebody that was from May 5th. I mean, it was of 2020. And it's like, okay, well, I've been here ever since, I think it was like July. June or July. I can't remember. And I'm like, and this never happened. I've been spending time with friends and everything off and on this whole summer. And this hasn't ever happened until it was, of course, the July 4th weekend, and I was gone that whole week, and come back Wednesday, and lo and behold, my little itty bitty vacuum cleaner is gone. My TV that I had is gone. That was it was like 90 some odd dollars. I know that the vacuum cleaner was gone. My ID was gone and everything. And I just, with losing my dogs and this happening and wanting to get back, because the first thing that I was going to do when I got back from the holiday was go looking for a job. And at the time, I had my ID. Well, I come back, my ID is gone. And everything. I mean, it is ridiculous. But the funny thing about this is, okay, so they're not very bright people, and I'm saying this because they were tweaking. And how I know they were tweaking is they left a note on my door, taped with stickers that were mine, that came from off my door, and it said check number 5 something through 9, and I showed it to my best friend Rita, and I said, does this make sense to you? And she's like, no, what is this? I said, this was taped on my door. And she's like, wow. And she's like, it looks like tweaker writing. I was like, it does, doesn't it? Hold on, let me get my so it's like, oh my gosh. So it's like everything coming at us at once, And I really got in a dark place, and I didn't want to do anything, and I have not been sleeping at all, like barely any sleep, because I'm afraid someone is going to break in. Now, I'm looking through Amazon to get a surveillance camera installed in my house, or even outside my house, connected to, probably both in and out. And what I'm probably going to do is I'll probably get a set, and then I'm going to give um, my best friend Rita one, so she'll have one for her, and we'll just do it that way. But in the long process of all of this, um, something amazing happened, and and so a couple of days ago, I get a call from one of my best friends that works at Brahms. And she's like, "Do you want to come back to work?" And I was like, "I would love to come back to work, but I don't have my ID." And she's like, "You're probably not going to need that because you're probably still in the system." And I was like, "Okay." And so I was like, and she goes, "Just fill out the application online and let me know when you do." And I was like, "Okay." So, like, right after I got off the phone with her, still not see me. Right after I get off the phone with her, right? I put in that application. I get back a message her on Messenger, and I'm like, "Okay, so I filled out the application." And she's like, "Great, I'll let her know." So, I can't remember what day it was that she said this, but okay, so today was Tuesday, so it had to be Saturday or Sunday. And so she messages me this morning, and she's like, "You have an interview at 3. And then she messaged me again, and she goes, "She really wanted you to come in at 10. I'm like, "Well, you didn't tell me anything until like later on." And I was like, "Well, if she's wanting to leave early, I'll leave out now so she can not have to worry about that." So we ended up walking to Brahms. I had an interview. I did the paperwork. She had to get it approved from, uh, I guess, the district manager or something like that, the one that's above her. So did that, and then we came back. We went to United, and we got some drinks and stuff, and we came back home, and I literally felt like I was getting back to my old self, and that's an amazing feeling. And then I started contemplating, okay, why did I go through this dark time? And I started thinking, I was like, and this is what came to me. Sometimes in our lives we have to go through dark times to come out stronger, more enlightened, and to get back to who we was. And so I did an oracle reading with my spirit animal deck by Colette Baron Reads, and I wanted to see where I was at, and it hit spot on. And then the last card, I felt relieved, because what I was wanting to know was this all part of my soul purpose? And the last card spoke of that I was aligned with my soul purpose. So it was meant for me to go through this to get back to who I was. And I can't think of the things that I have lost. And I think what really brought on this sadness today was like during going back home from the interview and United, we went the way we usually do to go home when I pick up my daughter from school, and and it's still kind of sad because I told her, I said, it's not going to be the same because I'm so used to bringing our puppy dog with me to go get you, and I'm not going to be able to do that. And she's like, she got really sad too, and I tried to pull it together, and that's what's driving me to, because during this time I am going to be saving money after I get my water bill caught up and pay the I think it's the deposit, that's why it's so much, pay my electric and pay my water, and I can do that with this income that I'm coming to get, which I didn't tell y'all is going to be $12 an hour. So yeah, it's going to be that way, and I'm really excited. I really loved what I did. And I loved my people. I loved my crew. I loved some of my crew, I should say. So I was talking to the manager about what happened, and because she knew why I left and the reason behind it, and she explained to me that should have never happened, and I'm like, no, it should. I said that was my break, but no, I told everyone, but they were all standing there just talking. And I come back and there's people, and what was I to do? I mean, lose customers? And she's like, the manager could have gotten in trouble and you could have gotten fired. It's like, I realized that. And that's why it pissed me off, because I knew that. And other people before me knew that. But it was teenagers and they were too busy talking. And I'm like, but yet I was there for them when they got slammed. So it's not going to be the night shift, which I'm really glad about that, because then I don't have to worry about babysitter fees. And that saves on money for that. And then I'll be able to come home at 3, pick her up from school, and spend the rest of the day with her. And I like this new manager because she's, and I love my alley girl. She will always be near and dear to me. And she was a really good GM, but I just could not deal with the one they had before this one. And he was something else. I mean, he has never worked as a GM before in Brahms or anything, so he was like completely greenhorn, and it was like the blind leading the blind, and it was total chaos. And then Allie came back for a little while, and then she had to leave, which I think was really best for her. And I really don't think they should have really pressured her back into going back to Brahms. I really don't think she was quite ready. I mean, I think she wanted to work, and they knew that, and they took advantage of that. I feel that was wrong, but that's it. And I was like, And I know what I was putting out there to the universe and to the divine. I was saying I need to work. I I have to work. Bills are piling up. There's no way I can pay this freaking water bill and the electric bill with just what I make it. Plus, wanting to save up to move, and I've been talking to my sister-in-law about moving, and it's funny because she sent me a post on Messenger about Allsup's over there hiring. And I said, yeah, that would be great. But first I got to have a way of, finding a place over there, seeing how much it's going to cost so I can put back. And with my electric now back to 200 and paying the deposit and water, which is what I make, it's not enough. I mean, plus, my internet. And then it's like this happened. And I'm like, thank the gods. I mean, really. Because this is just like, I'll read you what the last card was. And it was the Wolf Spirit. And it was funny because it went, was it 64? 60. They were all 60s. It was either 65, no, 64, 65, and 67. I know it was number 64 was the first one, and it was in the protective mode. Protective message, I should say. So I like how Colette Marin reads. Explains away the protective messages. If they're reversed, it's like an extra hug, kind of. So this one was and it's the Wasp, and this was the first card. And it is in the protective message. And this was the only one that was reversed. Are you holding on to anger, jealousy, or resentment because you got stung? Or could you have just stung yourself by comparing yourself to others? There will always be someone else who is more successful, happier, thinner, richer, etc. Jealousy is the false belief that you can have what you want, or someone could take away something that was supposed to be yours. Let it go and release all those feelings that are making the sting hurt long after the stinger has been removed. Lost Spirit has woken you up, and now you are called to trust that disappointment can lead you to a different and better path. Align with Spirit now and trust that this too shall pass, and is already doing so, for the pain subsides when you stop telling the story of how much it hurt. And that's so true. I mean, I think it's not a resentment, but it is a sting nonetheless, to know that, my materialistic stuff that I worked really hard to finally get, because for so long I was sweeping the carpets and whatnot, and it didn't do much good. And then I finally, after my income tax return and my stimulus, I finally was able to get a vacuum cleaner that worked. It wasn't much, but it was mine. I was finally able to get a TV that I've been wanting forever. And, it wasn't much, but it was still mine. And then to come home one day and that be taken away, it's like, great. You know, here I go again. I'm right back to where I started when I first moved here. You know, sweeping and whatnot. And thank goodness they didn't take my steam cleaner, because I mean I can use that for spot cleaning and whatnot. But yeah, so I think that's where that part comes. And then now that I read it again, it makes so much sense. The first card, at first, I was like, okay, what is this talking about? And then now that I read it again, and like there's no destruction, it makes perfect sense. I mean, like I said, it's not. I guess it was a hurt. It really was. I mean, because. And it was a disappointment. And I just. And it's the fear, because I contemplate, do I really want to get another TB and then take the chance of my house getting broken into again? And I'm like, and I'm still kind of on the fence about that one. But I know one thing, I'm going to get another vacuum cleaner. It's going to be a better one, because this one was just like a pet thing, and yeah, it filled up quick. But it was, like I said, it was something simple, and it was more than I had before. And I really liked it, because my daughter could use it in her room, and she liked to use it in her room. And I think that's why she kind of stopped cleaning her rooms, because she didn't have that incentive of getting to use that little vacuum cleaner. It was perfect for her. Okay, so moving on. Next one was the Whale of Spirit. It is 65, and it is the Oracle message. And this is what this one said. Whale Spirit is an ancient creature who was here at the beginning of time, who has seen everything, felt everything, and heard everything that has ever transpired in this planet. In the hidden realm, where all things must gather first before manifesting into form, a Whale Spirit is the keeper, singing the soul of the whole world from the deepest waters of the coldest seas. When Whale Spirit appears, it is a reminder that there is a great mystery that you must accept without intellectually trying to understand it. Some things cannot be known by the mind, only experienced through the heart, through intuition, and through the peripheral sense that part the invisible veils separating the visible world from the great manifesting consciousness in the hidden realms. Now is the time for you to immerse yourself in the great mystery of spirit, and to trust that within the invisible, what you can't see now are the seeds of your intentions being tended to by angels. So, now, I'm going to explain something to you. You can't even see me. Because you will say, well, aren't you a witch? And witches don't believe in angels yet. We do believe in angels. Completely believe in angels. They're, some might even call them fairies. But, I believe in angels. Now, do I solely work with angels? There are times I will work with the angels. If I am going into a house that is, I know to be dark and sinister, the first archangel I call upon is Archangel Michael. If I do anything, especially working with say, a person that is of Christian sense, to respect their beliefs and their faith in the religion, I will call upon Archangel Michael, and I have worked with him in many times, and some of your conjurers will even, suggest summoning him up or asking for his assistance. So, next card is the Wolfie. Oracle message. Wolf spirit leads you deep into the enchanted forest that holds the secrets to your life. Can you sense her beckoning you to follow, asking you to take all you have learned and all you are learning and make it yours? Can you integrate it all into your body, mind, and spirit? Whatever lessons you've learned along the way, do not leave them unexamined. Be loyal to your dreams, to your soul, and to turning knowledge into wisdom and experience into magic. You are the one you have been waiting for. Be still and know that the sound of your heart beats in harmony with the whole world. The appearance of Wolf Spirit is an awesome, spacious omen that says you are truly in alignment with your destiny. That was the last card. And it wasn't a past, present, or future. It was like, what do we need to know? Here, I'll read it. Where did I go? I just saw it in the damn thing. Because sometimes you don't need a past, present, or future. You need, like, simple things. And, past, present, and future are good for, fortune telling, but sometimes not for oracle cards. So this is it's the version 1. Position 1 is, what do I need to know now about the situation for my highest good? And then number 2 was, what is my next right action to stay in alignment with my highest intentions? And number 3 was, where could this involve if I remain on this path? And I am completely, if I keep on this track, was because it was dealing with, I guess what was really on my mind today was, because it was after I got back from, doing the interview and everything. I was like, is this truly where I'm supposed to be? And the last card was it. Just this, you are truly in alignment with your destiny. And I was like, wow. And I got so excited, because I really felt like I was lost in the dark for a long time. It felt more than just a couple of months. I felt like I don't know how to explain it. I lost me, and I stopped doing readings, and I was just like, the only joy I had is my daughter. And she's been driving me crazy. Let me tell you, crazy. Like you wouldn't believe crazy. But she is exactly my joy. because she reminds me that it was just materialistic. You know, the at least the TV and the vacuum cleaner, and that can be replaced. And but my ID was, I mean, that was like a big wow. Okay. Um, and, you know, I can say that I did laugh at it because once I went to, and this is another reason how I know they were tweakers. Um, Anybody knows the difference between a smart TV remote and a DVD player remote. They took the DVD player remote, and I found the oh, the other footage. You know, like, what the heck? How are you going to pawn? Okay, how are you going to pawn a TV without the remote? It's not going to happen. So yeah, I didn't want to do anything, and I haven't been sleeping, and I just wanted to give up. Everything was just coming to me at once. I'm like, I don't know how much more I can take. I don't know how much more I could take. And finally, light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing, the rainbow after it rains. It just feels like it's been raining for a long time for me. Like, ever since I lost my dogs. I mean, I didn't lose them by death. I had to replace them, to give them to my friend Carrie to replace them in new homes, and that hurt the most, I think, because they were my babies too. I mean, I still have my Lily, I still have my Mo, which is my daughter, and but they were, especially Pumbaa. He was my walking buddy, you know, and he was my and I know, again, if I had those dogs, at least Pumbaa, that stranger wouldn't have came to my door knocking at freaking almost 12 o'clock at night, because Pumbaa would have been outside, and he would have let